The intensity is rising, and the stakes have never been higher in the world of mixed martial arts. We are breaking down the biggest moves and boldest callouts happening right now. First up, Carlos Prates is looking to run it back in a massive way. After his recent knockout streak, Prates has a clear roadmap to the gold, and he is already scouting his path to a title shot. He is making it known that he wants a rematch with Ian Machado Gary in Brazil, but only after they both handle their business and Gary dethrones the current king.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next, the conversation shifts to the 170-pound throne and the man sitting on it, Islam Makhachev. While Makhachev gears up for his next title defense, the division is buzzing with speculation about who actually poses the biggest threat to his reign. Gilbert Burns has weighed in, dismissing some of the hype surrounding other contenders while highlighting exactly who he believes has the physical tools to cause the champion real trouble. It is a tactical breakdown you do not want to miss. Then, we dive into the chaotic behind-the-scenes drama surrounding the cancelled super fight between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev. The blame game is in full swing, with both sides trading accusations over why the showdown never materialized. Topuria is finally sharing his perspective on those high-stakes negotiations, painting a very different picture from the narrative coming out of the champion's camp. This collision of stories is leaving fans wondering what really went down before the deal fell apart. Finally, Ilia Topuria is keeping his sights set on history as he prepares for his upcoming clash with Justin Gaethje. El Matador is not just looking to unify belts. He is already calling for a super fight against Islam Makhachev with the audacious promise to submit the master grappler on his own turf. Topuria is convinced he can shock the world and claim a third division title. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a beat on these unfolding stories. Turn on those notifications and join the conversation in the comments below. What if the next great UFC rivalry was already written in the stars? Carlos, the Nightmare, Prates is making waves, and he has a bold, cinematic vision for the welterweight division that feels like something straight out of a fight movie. Prates is currently laser-focused on his massive showdown with Jack Della Maddalena at UFC Perth this May, but his sights are set on much bigger prizes. Since his only UFC loss to Ian Machado Gary last April, Prates has been on an absolute tear, silencing doubters by systematically dismantling elite names like Jeff Neal and Leon Edwards. It is wild to think about. This guy handed Leon Edwards his first-ever knockout loss, a feat that firmly plants him at the top of the title conversation. Prates is calculated, confident, and frankly, he is making it hard for the UFC to ignore him. He told reporters that if he puts away Maddalena, his resume will be undeniable, especially with his track record of securing performance bonuses in almost every outing. But here is where it gets really interesting. Prates has a secret pact with his old rival Ian Machado Gary. They have been chatting, and the plan is as ambitious as it gets. Prates wants Gary to climb the ladder and dethrone the pound-for-pound king, Islam Makhachev, later this year. Why? Because then they could headline a massive card in Brazil, turning their rematch into a historic title fight. It is a rare moment of camaraderie in a sport usually defined by bitter feuds, showing that at the highest level, respect goes a long way. But let's be real. The welterweight division is a shark tank, and nothing is guaranteed. Will Prates cement his status as the division's boogeyman, or will the pieces of this puzzle fall elsewhere? I want to know what you think. Is Carlos Prates the future of the 170-pound division, or is he getting a little ahead of himself? Drop a comment below with your take. Smash that like button if you want to see that Brazil rematch happen, and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss our next breakdown of the biggest stories in MMA. Who exactly has the blueprint to take down the pound-for-pound king? Islam Makhachev sits firmly on the lightweight throne, but as we know, the higher you climb, the bigger the target on your back. While the champ is currently shaking off a hand injury and prepping for his next title defense, the debate over his future challengers is heating up. UFC welterweight contender Gilbert Burns just dropped his take, and he is looking at two specific names that might actually make Islam sweat. While many are buzzing about the undefeated Michael Morales, Burns isn't buying the hype just yet. Sure, Morales is a physical specimen with knockout power, but Burns believes Islam's tactical mastery would eventually see him dragging the Ecuadorian into deep water, controlling the pace, and locking up a late-round finish. So if not Morales, then who? Burns pointed to two names that could present a nightmare for the Dagestani champion, Ian Machado Gary and Kamaru Usman. According to Dorinho, it's all about the intangibles, reach, size, and elite experience. He views Gary's speed and dangerous knee strikes combined with his evolving jiu-jitsu as a genuine hurdle, and he credits the veteran grit of Kamaru Usman as a puzzle that would be anything but easy for Makhachev to solve. It's an interesting perspective from someone who has been in the trenches with the best in the world. Burns has a massive test of his own this weekend as he looks to snap a 4-fight losing skid against Mike Malott in Winnipeg. Will he get back in the win column, or does the division have other plans for him? Let us know in the comments. Do you agree with Gilbert that size and reach are the keys to toppling Islam, or is the champ simply playing a game of chess that no one else can figure out? Make sure to hit that subscribe button for all your latest MMA updates, because in this sport, the landscape can shift with a single punch. Have you ever wondered what really happens when two of the biggest names in the UFC are on the verge of a historic clash, only for the deal to evaporate into thin air? We've all been hearing the rumors, but now, Ilia Topuria is finally pulling back the curtain on the collapsed talks for a super fight against Islam Makhachev. In a candid sit-down with Ariel Helwani, Topuria painted a picture of a chaotic negotiation process. He claims he was initially presented with two paths, Islam or Justin Gaethje. Being the ambitious fighter he is, he jumped at the chance to take on the lightweight king, believing it to be the biggest fight on the planet. But then, the script flipped overnight. Topuria describes being woken up by a middle-of-the-night phone call, told that Islam was sidelined by a hand injury, and that his dance card had suddenly changed to Justin. It sounds straightforward, right? Well, not exactly. The plot thickens because Islam Makhachev's side of the story is the polar opposite. Islam didn't mince words on X, firing back at Topuria and accusing him of pricing himself out with unrealistic financial demands. According to Makhachev, it was Topuria who balked, not the other way around. It's a classic, he said, scenario that leaves fans stuck in the middle, trying to decipher who is spinning the truth. But here is the part that really grabs you. Topuria isn't just disappointed about the money or the missed headline spot. He is frustrated because he had a vision. He told Helwani that he wasn't just looking to scrape by with a decision. He genuinely believed he could shock the world by taking Islam down and submitting him. Think about that for a second. Claiming you can out-grapple and finish a Dagestani specialist like Makhachev, that is some serious, high-octane confidence. Whether you believe Topuria's version of the broken deal, or you're siding with Islam's greed narrative, one thing is certain. This drama has only added fuel to a fire that isn't going out anytime soon. A matchup like this feels inevitable, and the verbal jabs are only making it that much more explosive if they eventually touch gloves in the cage. What do you think? Did Topuria really want the fight, or did the money talk too loud? Drop a comment below with your take, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next chapter of this saga. Sometimes the most interesting fights happen behind the scenes, long before the octagon door ever locks. Is Ilia Topuria simply the most confident man in combat sports, or has he finally bitten off more than he can chew? The undisputed master of the cage has his eyes locked on a prize that would cement his legacy forever, a third UFC title. After his upcoming lightweight unification bout against Justin Gaethje at the White House on June 14th, Topuria is already looking toward the horizon, specifically toward welterweight kingpin Islam Makhachev. Now, Topuria isn't just talking about moving up. He is talking about absolute domination. He told Ariel Helwani that unlike his move from featherweight, this time he plans to keep his 155-pound crown, treat the welterweight excursion as a pit stop, and return to defend his status as a multi-divisional titan. It is an ambitious, borderline audacious plan, but that is the Topuria brand. He thrives on the impossible. Perhaps the most shocking part of his proclamation is where he thinks he will beat the grappling wizard Makhachev. Topuria isn't just looking to outstrike him. He is planning to take the fight to the mat and submit him. Yes, you heard that right. Out-grappling one of the most elite wrestlers in MMA history. While critics might call it cocky, Topuria remains unfazed, acknowledging that while guys like Volkanovski, Holloway, and Oliveira are indeed elite, he belongs to a different stratosphere of fighters. It is a bold, high-stakes game of chess he is playing with the pound-for-pound rankings, and honestly, can we really bet against a man who truly believes his own hype? If he pulls this off, we are witnessing the birth of a genuine legend. What do you think? Is Topuria crazy to challenge Makhachev on the ground, or is he about to shock the world once again? Drop your predictions in the comments below, hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss a beat on the latest MMA drama.